next topic here? Anything at all?
I think that was good.
All right, cool. Let's go. So we had a little bit of breaking news earlier. We got another top 30 visit in-house. So let's take a look at Mr. Anthony Belton, offensive tackle, out of NC. Breaking news here as the Packers reportedly schedule a top 30 visit with him. Buckets Goldenberg burning that midnight oil again.
Buckets Goldenberg putting in overtime, trying to earn that gold watch.
The Green Bay Packers have reportedly scheduled a top 30 visit with NC State offensive tackle Anthony Belton per team sources, targeting him as a potential gem in the 2025 NFL Draft. Ranked number 145 on our PTA big board, Belton brings a towering 6'6", 336-pound frame with 33.88-inch arms, offering the Packers a mix of size, power, and upside to bolster their offensive line depth and future-proof their tackle positions. Here he was, my man here. I mean, look at the feet on this kid right here. You kidding me, dude, in high school?
Oh, yeah.
That's Shaq's shoes, don't it?
Yeah, that's a size 12 or better for sure.
So I love doing these scouting reports and taking it all the way back to where it started. I don't know if you guys agree, like knowing what they did in high school. I'm a big high school football fan. I love when August rolls around, you get to kind of see what the recruiting boards are looking like. But he was a 4-star recruit. Keep in mind, some websites had him at a 5-star, but on Three's collective group, what they do is take like 4 or 5 of the top sites and get an average. So a 4-star recruit from Florida State University High School in Tallahassee, Florida. That's a real thing, evidently.
That's crazy.
2 different websites had his high school listed at that, so I'm assuming it's correct. In the 2021 class, Anthony Belton arrived as a polished and physically imposing prospect at 6'6", 310 pounds. He dominated as a left tackle, blending a nasty edge and standout athleticism that shone on both sides of the ball. His senior tape featured a quick first step and a knack for burying defenders, earning him all-state honors. Ranked number 62 among Florida prospects by 24/7 Sports, Belton committed to NC State over offers from Louisville, Indiana, and UCF. Viewed as a high-ceiling talent with pro potential. So we move on to college. Look who he's blocking right here, boys.
Oh, boy.
Well, there's a guy.
So college statistics, Belton's 4-year stint at NC State reflects a strong trajectory after a quiet start. In 2021, he played in just 2 games, seeing limited action as a reserve. In 22, he secured the starting left tackle role, logging all 13 games with 624 snaps. By 2023, he started all 12 games, earning all ACC honorable mention. His 2024 campaign was his finest, playing in all 13 games, including the bowl game, with 12 starts and 450 pass blocking snaps. Career totals, 37 starts under his belt, boys, with 2,100 snaps at left tackle. So this is a guy that might
– Mr. Reliable right there.
Yeah.
Dude, he's making James Pierce Jr. look like a child in this photo. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, McCall over here, he knows James Pierce Jr. about to smack him in the spine, though, because he's got that speed, no doubt. But, yeah, I thought that was a really cool image there of him working against one of the better edge rushers. So here's what we got PFF-wise, guys. Starting in 21, obviously minimal snaps, but a 74.8. In 22, he fell to a 64.2. 23, he improved to a 65.9. And then in 2024, he jumps all the way up to a 73.6. The key statistic here, being a left tackle, pass blocking grade, 87.3. It's hard to get much better than that right there. So, and these snap spot positions kind of made me wonder what was going on. As you can see here, two snaps in the slot and 3 out wide. What is that about? What did they run a little chicanery out there? Could you imagine a corner having a 6'6", 330-pound tackle line up across from you for a couple of minutes? Yeah, it probably was something like that, right?
No, what's crazy.
Go ahead, Jake.
No, I just I'm wondering, and maybe you're gonna hit this as far as his size, but Mr. Soder again chimed in and said that the Belton size is way outside of the Packers O-line norms. I thought that this was right within their norms, wasn't it? We did a practice where it was 6'4" to 6'6".
I will read off the Packers offensive line. You want to hear a wall? 6'6", 325, 6'5", 325, 6'5", 310, 6'5", 310, 6'4", 305.
And which one of those is your boy Travis Glover?
My boy Travis Glover at 6'6", 317. Tim, he didn't even make the list. He was breaking the charts.
Wow.
It's funny to hear, like, it's threshold season right now, and we talk a little thresholds, but there are some people and I won't say any names, and they're on particular podcasts too. They get obsessed with that stuff, absolutely obsessed with it. Yeah. And it's funny that it's always, the Packers would never take them until they take them, and then crickets. You don't see them running the loss lap back across Twitter going, "Hey guys, I was wrong on that." You just never hear about it again. So, right. Listen, there's a sweet spot. Everybody knows it across the entire NFL. 6'4" is typically that. Nothing shorter than 6'4". The taller, the better. And in terms of arms, 33 inches is what you're shooting for. If you're left 33, doesn't mean you can't play tackle, but most of the time the Packers try to kick those guys inside. It's people, and I'm not saying Solder's doing this. I'm just saying those people, it's their opportunity to say, "I'm smarter than you at this." It's just, it drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely crazy. It's one of the reasons why me and old, to remain nameless, got into it as soon as I signed up, because he was just constantly dogging fans. "I do this for a living," and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
but didn't you know that he did it for a living?
Doing a live stream and talk X's and O's with me, I would love that opportunity. So, what'd you say, Emilio?
I said, didn't you know that he did it for a living?
Yeah, exactly. So, here we go, man. Detailed scouting report entering the draft. At the combine, Belton measured 6'6", 336 pounds with 33.88-inch arms, pairing his reach with 20 bench reps. Here's the thing, too. When you see 20 reps, you go, it's a little low. Longer arms typically have lower numbers on bench
arms,
reps.
Dude. Yeah.
You got to choose with that, right? So, all right, it says 20 bench reps, a 5.26 second 40-yard dash. His 2024 tape highlights a stout pass protector, leveraging his arm length to thwart edge rushers and his bulk to anchor against power tailor-made for Green Bay's outside zone scheme. In the run game, he's a mauler, driving defenders back with leverage and finishing blocks with gusto. Is that how you say that? Gusto? How would you say it? Yes. All right. While his buckets is way above my pay grade. Yeah. Man, a lingual genius. So while his
he's a cultured guy, it's clear.
Exactly.
He's trying to get that gold watch, He's got to use good vocabulary.
While his 4.69 second shuttle showcases better than expected lateral agility for his size, primarily at left tackle, his size suggests guard flexibility, projecting him as a day 2 or early day 3 pick with starter potential. So when you look at the RAS card here, a 7.73, look at the hand size, 10 1/4. His arm length, 33.88. His height, 6'6", 336. We talked about the bench reps. His vertical jump scored a 7.54 at 29.5 inches, and a broad jump of 8.11, scoring a 7.38. And we talked about the shuttle RA. 3-cone wasn't that bad either, 7.77 for a big guy there, scoring a 6.45. So essentially what you got is your composite size grade, great, explosion grade, good, speed grade, okay, and your composite agility grade is good. So what do you guys think about him so far? And again, we've got him a little bit lower. I think the consensus big board has him in the top 100. We have him at 145, so we're a little more conservative there.
PFF's got him at 100 on the nose right now.
Yeah,
I know. That's what I was going to say. Yep. I don't know about you, Tim. Emilio, to me, this guy is screaming, "I'm a freaking Green Bay Packer." Talked about just the way that he pass blocks, that size, pretty decent athleticism for being a massive man like he is. And you look at that arm length, almost 34-inch arms. The mitts are quite large as well. I just feel like that to me, barring which, looks like we're going to cover that in just a second. I was going to say, barring any sort of red flags, but you saw the availability that he had being on the field, playing the bulk of almost any snap they asked him to have for the last 4 years. I'm telling you what, I'd be pumped, especially if they're having, like you said, where is he on the consensus big board, Clay? Where'd you say that?
We had him at 99 when I took it.
Yeah. So he's basically right around the 100 mark, but on our board, however, he is a little bit
145.
lower. 145. There you go. So,
okay.
Yeah, and the reason we're a little lower on him is probably because of the PFF grade, I would imagine, right? Amelia, do you have it pulled up right now, Amelia? Read that off.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, his 22, we had him at 246, 23, 212, 24, 101, and then 187 for PFF. And 33rd team had him at 97th, kind of where consensus did. I would say it's that PFF grade bringing him down.
Yeah,
Or the PFF big board, sorry.
Yeah. So let's see here. Coach Lynn says Anthony Belton or Holland Pierce. Where do we have Holland Pierce on the board? That's a great question.
Dude,
He is
Holland Pierce is another
181.
massive man.
181.
Out of Rutgers, yep. On 22, 261, 23, 90th, 24, 14. PFF had him at 203 on their big board. Consensus 192. Basically, it seems like kind of the same guy, just he's 100 spots lower on each board, each consensus and PFF board.
It's so now the question is with Anthony Belton, we kind of got that range somewhere around 100 to 150, somewhere in there. We would feel good about it.
Right.
What about injury and character concerns? Belton's injury slate is cleanish. A 2023 ankle tweak didn't cost him time, and he gutted out a late 2024 shoulder issue without missing a start. His 37 career starts underscore durability. Off the field, he's a locker room favorite. Gritty, selfless, and praised for his work ethic. A high school multi-sport athlete, basketball and track. You imagine that guy running track? Jeez, Pete. Belton's competitive fire burns bright with zero off-field concerns. So that checks the box. Draft projection, Anthony Belton profiles as a round 3 to 4 prospect in the 25 NFL draft, backed by his number 145 spot on our PTA big board in a deep offensive line class. His size and experience, 37 starts, make him a fit for the Packers, who could snag him in rounds 3 through 4 with their draft selections. His ceiling as a potential starter hinges on refining his agility, while his floor as a reliable swing tackle aligns with Green Bay's knack for grooming linemen like Zach Tom, a sleeper with traction as draft buzz builds. I think of Rasheed Walker with these late round guys too, man. I really do. Like, sit for a year, next thing you know, he's starting at left tackle. And it's crazy too. I can't remember who said it to open up the show, but it was like, hey, do you think that Goody's going to take a swing at a couple positions, knowing what's coming up here in the future? We've talked about Rasheed Walker. His contract's going to be coming up. Do you sign him to top tackle money, or do you just go ahead and draft his replacement? We've mentioned maybe Jordan Morgan kicking over there, but the reality is Jordan Morgan's arms are 32 inches, right? So a little bit short of what you want. Probably better suits a guard position. But, I don't know. Any other thoughts on him? Let's talk about it here a second.
I'm just looking at PFF scouting report right here. Basically the biggest, not even issue. I don't want to call it an issue, but the hot take on him is starter potential, but definitely raw right now. This guy is going to be a project. They talk about pad level footwork, his hand movement, getting the punch in there, things that he'll probably need a season or so to kind of get into his NFL playing shape. Kind of similar to Rasheed Walker, like you talked about, Clayton. That's a guy that came in here kind of raw. We, took a flyer on him, and he proved to be really, really serviceable for us there at the left tackle position. So I look at Belton, and I'm kind of thinking similarities there in their games. I don't have an age on him. Do we have an age on him, anyone? Because I know, according to PFF, it's a secret.
Anything else on him, Jeff?
6-year prospect.
Like Coach highlighted, I love the fact he's a basketball guy.
Yeah. All right, cool. Emilio, what do you think, man?
I don't know. Jacob likes the way he dribbles up and down the court. I mean, that's all that matters, man. If I'm sure Travis would give him a good fight, though.
There it is.
1-on-1.
We can't talk about a tackle prospect without Travis Glover being mentioned.
Hey, give him that full off season in Green Bay.
Oh, I love it, man. Love it. All right, so anything else in the chat here we got before we move on? We're going to be starting the next hour here in just a second. I just want to clean up as we go here. Paul Smith. I don't know if you guys hit this or not while I was writing notes down over here. Drew Kendall, center, Boston College, seems like a late round or an undrafted free agent. Goody guy for sure. Where do we have him at, Emilio?
Kendall is 209.
209.
Game. Yeah, PFF 22, 173, 23, 52, 24, 12. PFF big board had him at 278, and consensus had him at 222.
Got it. And I had a couple people reach out about this board. Every time we show it on the screen, it never fails. I get an email or something. People, hey, where's that board at? In the Patreon group, Emilio actually created a separate chat, and all it's titled to is that chat. What did you just say? PTA Big Board, right?
Yeah.
draft board or whatever. If you go in there, and we'll go ahead and update that tonight if we can.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that tonight.
We'll try to keep it updated for you all as we move along. But you just click on that, right? That link in there, and that'll take you directly to the Excel sheet. You've got access to it. So,
courtesy of Excelio, right?
Excelio, that's correct, sir.
We're pushing 56 names on the board right now.
And let's take a updated look at the targets here real quick. Guys, anywhere you see a target emoji on our draft board when you're in there looking at it, what that means is those players have been scheduled for a top 30 visit with the Packers, or they've already been in-house for a top 30 visit. Okay, so the top-rated prospect that the Packers have met with on our board is in the 12th spot, James Pierce Jr. Then you got Shamar Stewart, 15th. Then you got Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver, is in the 19th spot. If you're wondering why I'm saying 19 when it says 20 over here, there's that first row is just a placeholder. So just subtract one. That's your true value there. We got Mikel Williams, edge defender out of Georgia, in the 22 spot. Offensive tackle Josh Simmons in the 24 spot. In the 26 spot, we got Savone Revel, cornerback out of East Carolina. And then outside of what we consider first-round range, we got Matthew Golden in the 37 spot. I think I'm the only person on the face of the earth whose draft board has Matthew Golden outside of the first round. And that's not a mock draft prediction. That's just where he grades out. He's the 37th best prospect according to our board. And then in the 40 spot, you've got TJ Sanders, defensive tackle out of South Carolina. In the 112 spot, you got Jacob Bayer, center out of Arkansas State.
Kansas.
126, you got Isaiah Bond, wide receiver out of Texas. And then 145, you've got Anthony Belton, the guy that we just talked about. So behind him, Dalton Cooper, offensive tackle, Esapo, offensive tackle. You can see what they're doing here, guys. They're thinking late in the draft, let's go draft or sign UDFAs that are high upside potential on offensive tackles that maybe have hit a little snag or their draft stock isn't quite as high, I think that's what they're doing there with those offensive tackles. And Jacob Bayer is an interesting.
It's bargain bin shopping.
Yeah, it really is. It is, man.
That Stetson didn't come out of the bargain bin, though. That's high quality right there.
And when you look at those three late-round players, Anthony Belton, Dalton Cooper, and Esapo, the one that sticks out to me the most is Dalton Cooper. You see that -5, that's in the RAS column. That means he scored a 9+ RAS. So he's definitely the most athletic of the bunch, although we just read off Anthony Belton. That dude's as durable as they come. So it's going to be interesting.
Have you guys heard about have you heard about Jacob Bayer, what he likes to do too with some of his just eccentricities or whatever?
No.
So
he likes dyeing that big old